Hello, it's Emma Mills here and welcome to episode 159 of MiTV. And in this week's episode, I'm going to condense in the next 4 minutes the contents of this book and how it can help you ensure that your clients are happy when you no longer have time to call and speak to every one of them individually. Because I know that we've all been there, and I still am, and lots of us still are, in that you have a relationship with most of your clients because it naturally grows from you and people that you know and networking events that you've been to. And ultimately, when you get your business to a certain size, it is impossible to still keep the relationship, to know everyone that joins as a customer, to make sure that they're all happy. Like if I tried to call every single customer that we've got, I would just be consistently spending every week in, week out on a rotation calling all of our customers because there just aren't enough hours in the day now. And so internally, we have our own system in that clients have account managers. We have ways to check in on whether they're happy, whether the relationship's good. But actually, I've been thinking really hard and long recently about how do we make this scalable? How can I easily be able to get a feel for whether our customers are happy, whether they are raving fans, whether they are totally indifferent, and if somebody else offered them the same service cheaper they would move, or whether they are disgruntled and going to give bad reviews or going to say bad things about you or just be super unhappy with the service. So without having to speak to everyone individually, we needed a way to know what our customers are thinking, and that's where this book comes in. So this book is all about the NPS score, and if you don't know what that is, it stands for Net Promoter Score. And I'm just going to give you the very whistle-stop summary of what it is and how it can help you if you are in a similar situation that you actually need to know all your customers happy without picking up the phone to every single one. So the Net Promoter Score is actually, although this book doesn't look like it, a very simple system to know where your customer is. So it's that basically you ask your customer to rate you on a scale of 1 to 10, where they would rate you. And from that, there are 3 bandings. Anybody that rates you a 9 or a 10, they are raving fans. They are going to leave you a good Google review. They are going to recommend you when a service like yours comes up in conversation. They are going to do things for you. They're going to, if something goes wrong, they're going to be totally forgiving because they know that actually 99% of the time you do things amazingly right. They are your absolute PR machine of raving fans. So this is people that give you 9 or 10 out of 10. People that give you a 7 or 8, now even though I feel like 8 would be quite a high score, but people who give you 7 or 8 are indifferent. They're like, yeah, the service is all right, but actually if somebody came along and had a call answering service that was cheaper but did the same thing, or PA support and it was cheaper, they would be quite they would be easily swayed to move to another company. They think you're all right, but they're not like totally, tied in with you. It's not like if somebody came cheaper, they'd go, oh no, well these guys are really great. I don't want cheaper, I want good. These guys who give you 7 or 8 out of 10 are very much like, it's all right, but I'm not going to be here forever. I might do other things. I might be swayed by somebody else. So they're never also going to be a raving fan. If somebody wants a service that you provide, they're not necessarily going to recommend you. They might give you a, yeah, it's okay review. So they're kind of like, they're just indifferent. And then basically everybody else from 1 to 6, if they gave you a 1, if they gave you a 6 out of 10, these are detractors. These are people who are unhappy. Even if they give you a 6, they are likely to go, yeah, all right, I wouldn't recommend them though. Or obviously lower than 6, we definitely know they're saying that. But between 1 and 6, they're going to be not recommending you, not happy, likely to leave very soon. And just basically not customers that are in any way, shape or form enjoying, experiencing, being with your company, buying from you, having the service or products, whatever it is. So you ask your customers, what would this score you out of 1 to 10? Those are the 3 bandings: 1 to 6, unhappy; 7 and 8, all right; 9 to 10, loving it, raving fans. And then, so there's only 2 questions to this survey. What would you give us out of 10? And the second question is, why did you give us that score? Now, obviously, that is a open-ended question for them to type what they think, give you some feedback. Also, those that don't give feedback, definitely, and give you like a 7 or 8 or a 1 to 6 cause for concern because they just can't be bothered to give you any feedback. And those that don't even give you the answer the survey, again, of cause for concern, because they're not engaged enough to do it. So why am I talking about this today? Because for me, this is, and we are implementing it now at my PA, this is going to be a key metric, if you like, in how well my call is performing, how well my PA is performing, how happy our customers are, getting feedback from them. And don't get me wrong, this does not replace speaking to our customers. I still phone my customers ad hoc on a rotation. I will just pick ones in the phone book each day and give them a call. Their dedicated PA or receptionist will call them on a weekly basis or more, or it doesn't replace that. But if you want to be able to have 500 customers, 1,000 customers, 2,000 customers, a large number of customers that you don't have to have a touch point with all the time, but you want to know where they're at, this is a really great way to do it. And it's very simple to implement via something like SurveyMonkey. In fact, SurveyMonkey already has it set up as a template. You would just import your email addresses and the template's already there to send out the NPS. And ultimately, if you had somebody in your business making sure this gets sent out, maybe every quarter, or maybe after they've bought from you, if they buy from you like inconsistently, maybe after you've delivered something for them, maybe if you've just not heard from them for a while, or maybe you just do it religiously every quarter, which is what we are implementing now. If somebody in your business sends that out, what would you give us out of 1 to 10? You immediately know where somebody's at. And why did you give us that score? It's going to give you really great, invaluable feedback to work with, to learn from. If they are 9 and 10s and giving you great feedback, they gave you this because you are amazing. It's great review testimonial stuff for your social media and content. If they are giving you indifferent, it's okay. Again, it's somebody to reach out to speak to more, to find out what we could do better for you. And if it's somebody that's 1 to 6 that's saying, well, actually, I am very unhappy with X, it's something for you to go in and solve and tackle. So you can save the £20, whatever this book costs. It's one of those hardback ones that takes forever to arrive from America. You don't need to get this. This is a summary of it. Go on SurveyMonkey, NPS score, Net Promoter Score, and it is a really smart way to be in tune with your customers and give them an opportunity to voice how they feel, feedback on it, or know that they're happy. So I hope this week's episode of MiTV helps you to get your head out of the dirt and into the clouds, because every time you get into the clouds you can focus on the good stuff, and things like this will just give you a metric to know. This week in the survey we had 10 marks of 9, 1 of 6. Somebody's going to call that person, so you know where your customers are at, and you can free up your time to focus on the fun stuff. And I will see you next week for episode 160. See you then. Bye bye.